Good morning, everyone. My name is Dairi Contreras, and I'm going to present my internship experience titled Bridging Skills and Opportunities, my journey as an intern at Sociedad Wilde. This is my table of content for today, and I'm going to start talking about the profile of my host institution. Sociedad Wilde is a nonprofit civil association founded on January 1995 by a group of young people that aim to empower population about sexual health and sexual diversity. This association consists of volunteers who primarily promote the prevention of HIV and AIDS through educational activities that they usually perform in schools, hospitals, and organizations. And they focus on three main programs: the Community Person Program, the Community Education Program, the Key Person Program, and the Henry Ardila Information Program, in which I was involved. In fact, I chose this institution because within this program there are online communication channels as social media and the website, in which the staff offer consultations about HIV and AIDS. My responsibilities within this institution was as a translator and a community manager. And my work plan consisted of three activities. The first activity was translate the institution's website into English and create content for the empty sections. Here, I create content for topics as family planning, gender-based violence, HIV and AIDS, and more. And then I translate the whole website into English. The second activity was bilingual management of Instagram and Facebook social media accounts. To accomplish this, I create a content strategy because they didn't have a strategy for publishing, and I create, and as a result, they had little engagement. So I created a content strategy. Then I created a content plan for publishing weekly. And finally, I designed visually appealing posts with so much color and powerful messages to attract people's attention. And I use Photoshop, PowerPoint, and Canva to achieve this. The third activity was training sessions on conversational structures in English aimed at the institution's work environment. The staff needed to learn some basic structures in English to connect with people out of our country and help them if necessary. So, as you may know, English is a global language, and it was a great opportunity. So, to achieve this, I delivered 6 English informal sessions in short videos through TikTok, Google Drive, and YouTube to do it in an interactive way. And in the majority of time, we work it asynchronously because they were busy with many activities and an audit process. And to communicate with my host institution, we use Gmail, Google Drive, and WhatsApp. Now, let's move on to my academic and professional reflections. Starting by my reflection essay, The Journey of Combining Translation and Social Media Management. I would like to start with this quote from Naida that says, "Translation skills acquired through translators training can be used in a wide range of professional, textual, and communicative purposes and contexts, not necessarily in the form of regular translation tasks." In other words, a translator is not limited. A translator can work in any work environment and can adapt into any work environment. And in fact, as automation increases, the translator's profession will remain essential. For example, we face nowadays a challenge with AI, and it seems that AI is replacing human jobs, for example, or human activities, but not. AI is just a tool and we can take advantage of it to adapt it into our work environment and to have better products, for example. This example highlights the importance of adapting to technological advances to stay competitive in the evolving labor market. In fact, due to my passion for communication and languages, I also study community management because I consider that a community manager is a professional that can help an organization or another professional to grow online and helps you connect with your audience, build your brand, increase sales, and stay relevant in a rapidly changing digital landscape. Now, when I was searching for my internships, I tried first just as a translator, and I found the first challenge: limited opportunities to find my internships. Outside the country, the majority of institutions did not accept Venezuelan interns due to the political and economic situation of Venezuela. But inside the country, what I heard most was, we don't need a translator. So I was limited. But Sociedad with Wilde gave me the opportunity of combining translation work with social media management. And this combination gave me the opportunity to get my internships and also to um, to practice all what I learned. This communication evolution has influenced the development of advertising and the way in which brands market their products while connecting with their consumers. In other words, people and consumers are looking for products and information through internet and through social media. So it was important for us to stand out in this digital world and connect with people. The second challenge that I faced was communication with my host institution because it was limited. As I mentioned before, they were busy with activities and an audit process, so was complicated to connect with them, and I received delayed responses. But the opportunity that I found was work independently, and I learned to work by my criteria, and I learned how to organize myself as a translator and a community manager. And the third challenge was learning about sexual diversity because it is a topic that I didn't know much about it, but I had the opportunity to learn about it and realize that I have to avoid making others uncomfortable, especially with the LGBT community because they use some terms and some words, and if you refuse to use these terms, it is a sign of discrimination, for example. So I take advantage of this and I create a publication for social media to inform population about these terms, and at the same time I learn from it. Now, this experience exposed me to a world of change because I collaborate with an institution that promotes respect for human rights and gender equality, and that was valuable. We worked together to inform population about sexual health and HIV and AIDS, and also we contribute to public health. I also improved my understanding of the power of language and its impact on society. And in the case of be a translator, it is important to know that our work can contribute to a change or to build a society. Finally, I designed my own way of working as a translator. When I was at university, I received general guidelines on how to work as a translator, but in practice, each experience is different, each product is different, and each client is different. So this experience helped me to do a better job and was valuable. And finally, by offering my job instead of asking for it, I was able to prove my worth as a professional. Now, when I was doing my internships, I was on an Instagram live talk in which Sociedad Wilde was sharing information about the benefits of menstrual cups. And they told that a menstrual cup is a reusable, not absorbent, bell-shaped hygienic device made of medical grade silicone worn inside the vagina to collect menstrual flow, providing more comfort than traditional products. This highlights the potential benefits for sustainable menstrual health, but women's opinions on menstrual cup vary. So I was wondering what's stopping women from adopting menstrual cup, and this is the topic um, about my cultural reflection or my cultural essay. I found some barriers to adoption. It started by the historical context because in general it carried negative connotations. At the beginning, on the one hand, at the beginning, women used materials like moss, buffalo hide, woven cloth, or pads were reusable but unhygienic. Then, when the Johnson and Johnson company created the first sanitary pads, were made of cotton and gauze, but were secured to a belt, so it was uncomfortable to use. And as companies were creating new products, the Tampax company created the tampon, but this generated protests due to health and environmental risks. So women were dealt with materials on the one hand, but on the other hand, the cultural narratives were negative. For example, in some cultures, women were rejected, and in fact, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, labeled it, a problem of defective women. So it was complicated for women, and this created a kind of taboo. And also, media and advertising significantly shape cultural beliefs about menstruation. For example, TV commercials and movies avoid to mention something related to menstruation, and this also created a kind of taboo. Next, the lack of awareness. Women encounter challenges during menstruations due to taboos and restrictions. For example, here in Venezuela, education, comprehensive sexual education in schools focuses only in reproductive health and reproductive organ, for example, or in the pregnancy cycle, but not talking about the menstrual cycle. And for example, in families, it's rare to talking about menstruation because it generates shame and discomfort. And if if someone mentions something about the menstruation, that is an innovative product, can be considered as an hygienic device because there is a lack of information. But in fact, it is not. A menstrual cup can reduce the proliferation of bacteria because it is made of medical grade silicone. The next barrier is comfort and convenience, because familiarity with the menstrual cup remains a challenge. As you may know, women are adapted to traditional products. So, uh, include the menstrual cup represents a kind of challenge, but women who learn how to use the menstrual cup can experience advantages like durability and discomfort. Other barrier is cost and accessibility, because the transition to the menstrual cup is influenced by its purchasing process compared to traditional products. A menstrual cup costs 5% of menstrual pads and 7% of the total tampons during the whole menstruation of women, but a menstrual cup can last 10 years uh, instead of buying each month products. So it is a good investment, but it's complicated to adapt it uh, into nowadays. And the last barrier is environmental and health concerns. Menstrual product users spend significant amounts on items that often end up in the trash due to the lack of information. And the menstrual cup can help a lot with the goal 6 of United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that says ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. In other words, a menstrual cup is a reusable device but can contribute to the public health and is eco-friendly. Oh, I'm sorry. Um, as you can see, the underutilization of the menstrual cups has to do with the lack of information, fear, and the limited accessibility. Um, the limited accessibility and to address these barriers, it is important to prioritizing education and create campaigns to demystify the menstrual cup and highlights their benefits. So, I would like to end with my conclusions and recommendations. By adopting unconventional methods, we can overcome limitations and create opportunities even in the most difficult circumstances. Here, I would like to highlight the importance of creativity, because with creativity, we can achieve great opportunities. I expanded my understanding of the power I expanded understanding of the translator's role in various industries. We can adapt to any work environment and we can learn from different fields. I gained valuable skills in digital communication, research, and content creation. And also, I developed a deeper appreciation of the intersection of language, culture, and human rights. And finally, I would like to recommend to the School of Modern Languages implement workshops on community management, because in my opinion, it is important to recognize that a profession like that can contribute to um, help organizations and professionals to grow online and to stand out in the digital world. And um, I would like to recommend also to Sociedad Wilde consider accepting more interns for modern languages program to promote their initiatives related to sexual education and HIV and AIDS, because we are prepared to do it. And if we mix our extracurricular skills and our formation, we can do a better job, and of course be prepared to the future, to our future as a professionals. So this is all, and thank you.